Welcome to Lento English. Ready to level up your English? Here we learn through stories, slow, clear, and fun. Listen, relax, and enjoy the journey.
One introduction. In Japan, working for many hours every day is common. It is a part of life for a lot of people. When people work for a very long time, it can be difficult. It can make them very tired. Sometimes working too much can be very bad for a person's health. It can even cause death. There is a special word in Japan for this. The word is karoshi. It means death from working too much. It is a serious problem in the country. People can become sick or die because they spend too many hours working and do not rest enough. This shows how difficult the work culture can be for some people. So, we can ask important questions about this. Why do people in Japan work such long hours? What makes this happen? Is it because of the history of the country? Is it because of the culture in companies? And another big question is, can this situation change? Can the life of workers become better? Can people work less and still have a good life and a strong country? Japan is known for having some of the longest working hours in the world. Many companies expect their employees to work extra hours after the normal workday finishes. For some workers, these extra hours can be very many each month. This means they spend a lot of their time at work and have little time for other things like family or hobbies. The picture of work in Japan is not simple. It is complex. There are many reasons why people work hard and for a long time. Some people feel it is their duty to the company or their colleagues. The culture often puts the group first. But this way of working also causes problems like stress and health issues. In the chapters that follow, we will look more closely at this topic. We will learn more about the long work days and the life of workers. We will try to understand the reasons behind this culture of hard work. We will see the problems that overwork creates, like karoshi. And we will look at what people and the government are trying to do to make things different. We will explore if change is happening and if the future will be better for workers in Japan. 2. Long work days. Working for many hours is very common in Japan. People often spend a lot of time at their jobs every day. This includes time after the normal working hours finish. This extra time is called overtime. Many companies in Japan have employees who work a lot of overtime. In fact, in nearly 1/4 of companies, people work more than 80 hours of overtime in 1 month. That is a very large amount of extra time at work. Sometimes this extra work is not paid. People work for many hours, but they do not get more money for all that time. This means they give their time to the company without being paid for every hour. Another thing is about vacation days. Workers in Japan get days off each year, but they often do not use all of them. For example, one report showed that people often leave 10 days of vacation unused. They could take these days to rest or do other things, but they do not. If you are in a city area where there are many offices, you can see this happening. Even late at night, you might see people leaving buildings. They wear their work clothes like suits and carry their bags. Sometimes this is very late, like 2 or 3 in the morning. This shows that many people are working until very late hours. These long work days are a big part of the work culture here. 3. The work life. The way people work in Japan has a special name. It is often called the salaryman culture. A salaryman is a name for a male office worker. This idea is very important in many companies. Being loyal to your company is a big part of this culture. Workers often feel a strong connection to the place where they work. They are expected to be dedicated and work hard for the company's success. This loyalty often means staying with one company for a very long time. Many workers plan to stay with the same company for their whole working life, from when they start until they retire. This creates a strong bond between the worker and the company. Work life is not only about the hours spent in the office. It also includes time after work. It is common for workers to go out with their colleagues and bosses after the workday finishes. These after-work activities are seen as important for building relationships. Drinking with colleagues is a common example. These social times help people get to know each other better outside of formal work meetings. They can also help build trust and team spirit. These activities are often seen as part of the job, even if they are not paid. People feel pressure to join in to show they are part of the team and dedicated to the company. This means that the work culture extends beyond the office building. It affects the workers' personal time too. The lines between work life and personal life can become unclear. The salaryman culture, with its focus on loyalty, long-term jobs, and after-work social time, is a central part of the working world for many people. It shapes their daily lives and their relationship with their company. This way of working and living is deeply rooted in the country's history and how its economy grew. It is a way of life that many people follow, showing their commitment to their job and their colleagues. It is a system that values the group and the company's goals very highly. This shared culture is a strong force in the working world. 4. Why so hard? Why do people in Japan work so hard? We can look at history to understand this. Japan's strong work ethic has roots in the past. After the 1950s, Japan's economy started to grow very, very fast. This time is sometimes called the economic miracle. Japan built many things and sold them around the world. The country became a very big economy. This growth needed a lot of hard work from many people. During this time and later, companies in Japan became very important. The culture in these companies puts the group first. The success of the company is seen as more important than the success or feelings of one person. People feel they are part of a big team working for the company's goals. This idea is still strong today. Because the company is so central, workers often feel a strong duty to it. They feel they must help the company succeed. This can make taking time for themselves difficult. For example, many workers have paid vacation days, but they do not use all of them. They might feel bad or guilty if they take time off. They might think taking leave is not good for their team or the company. One study asked workers about taking paid time off. More than half of the people in this study said they felt guilty when they took paid leave. This shows how deeply the idea of putting the company first affects workers' feelings about taking breaks. The strong focus on the company's needs over individual rest is a big reason why working life is so hard for many in Japan. 5. A big problem. Working too much can have very bad effects on people's health and lives. It is a big problem. When people work too many hours for too long, their bodies and minds get very tired. This can lead to serious health problems. Sometimes these problems are so bad that they can cause death. In Japan, this sad event has a specific name, karoshi. A karoshi means death from overwork. The Japanese government officially recognizes karoshi. This means it is a legal term for deaths caused by working too hard. These deaths are often from heart attacks or strokes that happen because of stress and tiredness from work. Sadly, karoshi can also be suicide when a person feels too much pressure and stress from their job. Every year, the government receives reports about karoshi cases. There are hundreds of reported deaths each year. However, some people believe the actual number of karoshi cases is much higher. They think that many deaths related to overwork are not officially reported. Some estimates suggest the real number could be up to 10 times more than the official reports. This makes the problem seem even bigger. A well-known case that brought attention to karoshi was in 2015. A young woman working at a large advertising company, Dentsu, died. Her death was linked to depression caused by extreme overwork. Reports said she had worked more than 100 hours of extra time in a single month. This was much more than allowed by law. The company was fined for breaking labor rules. The head of the company also left his position because of this tragedy and the public discussion it caused. The Dentsu case showed many people how serious overwork can be. There is also a strange situation about long work hours in Japan. Even though people work very, very long hours, this does not mean the country is the most productive. Productivity is about how much work is done well in the time spent working. Japan has long work hours, but its productivity level is low when compared to other major developed countries. For example, among the G7 group of wealthy nations, Japan's productivity is the lowest. This means that working longer does not always make people or the economy more efficient or successful in terms of output per hour worked. It shows that the long work culture has serious negative results, including on health and maybe even on the economy itself in some ways. 6. Trying to change. Working very long hours is a big part of life for many people in Japan. But this is hard and it causes problems. So some people are trying to make things better. Companies and the government are taking steps to help reduce the time people spend at work. Some companies are changing their rules. For example, at one big company, they started turning off the office lights every night at 10 o'clock. This is a simple way to tell employees it is time to go home. The idea is to stop people from working too late. The government is also working to help. They have thought about new rules. One idea is to make sure people take some of their vacation days. A rule could say that workers must take at least 5 days off each year. This is to help people get important rest time. Another idea from the government is to have a break time between work days. This means there should be enough hours between finishing work one day and starting work the next. This helps make sure people get enough sleep and rest. The government has also added more public holidays. These are days when most people do not work. A new holiday called Mountain Day was started. With this new holiday, Japan now has 16 public holidays each year. More holidays give people more time away from work. In 2017, the government started a plan called Premium Fridays. The idea was simple. On the last Friday of the month, companies could let their employees leave work early at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The government hoped this would give people more free time to relax or spend money and help them work fewer hours overall. These are some of the ways that people in Japan are trying to change the culture of working very long hours. They are steps to help workers have a better balance between their job and their personal life. It shows that there is a wish to improve things for employees. 7. Still not easy. Even with new ideas and rules, changing Japan's work culture is still not easy. The government and companies tried things to help people work less. For example, they asked companies to let people leave early on the last Friday of the month. This idea was called Premium Friday. But many people did not use Premium Friday. One study looked at the first time this happened. It found that less than 4% of workers left work early on that day. This shows that changing habits is hard. There are reasons why it is hard. Japanese culture often puts the group before one person. People feel it is important to be with their colleagues. They do not want to leave the office before others. If the boss or other workers are still there, many people feel they must stay too. No one wants to be the first to go home. Also, there is pressure from the economy. Japan wants to keep its economy strong and big. To do this, some people feel the country needs its workers to work many hours. They think working hard is important for the country's success. Japan was once the world's second largest economy for many years, but in 2011, another country became the second largest. Japan is now the third largest. This change also adds pressure. Some feel that working long hours is necessary to keep Japan's economy strong in the world. So even though there are efforts to change, the old ways and economic pressures make it difficult. The idea of working very hard is still a big part of life for many people in Japan. 8. What next? Japan is looking to the future. The country has a big problem with its workers. The number of people is getting smaller. This is because many people are old and not many babies are being born, so there are fewer young people to do jobs. In the next 50 years, the number of people in Japan may go down a lot. This means there will be fewer workers for companies. How can Japan fix this problem? There seem to be two main ideas. One idea is to have more people come from other countries to live and work in Japan. This is called immigration, but Japan has not had many immigrants in the past. The country is not very open to people from other places working there, so this might not be an easy answer. The second idea is to use more robots. Robots can do many jobs that people do now. Japan is very good at making robots. Robots are already working in different places in Japan. They work in factories making cars and other things. They work in hotels helping guests. They even work on farms, for example, helping with cows. Using robots could help with the problem of having fewer workers. Robots can do hard or simple jobs. This could mean that the people who are working can do different kinds of jobs, but there is a question about using more technology like robots. Can robots really help people have a better life? Can they help people work fewer hours and have more time for family or hobbies? This is called work-life balance. Right now, many people in Japan work very long hours. The country is trying to change this. With fewer people available to work in the future, maybe companies will need to find new ways. Perhaps robots will do some of the work, but will this mean people have more free time, or will the pressure to work hard still be there? The future for workers in Japan is not completely clear yet. The country must find a way to work well with fewer people.